That reminds me of, and I think it actually reminds me of a bunch of artists. But if you want to catch Remedy Club live, then you can in Ballybuffet tonight. They're in the Ballard Theatre tonight, and this is a part of they're a part of a session really, because it's called the Ghostlight Sessions, and it's with Oscar Blue from Clare and Carol Wilson as well on the bill tonight. And delighted now that Aileen and KJ, who make up the Remedy Club, have joined us in the studio. Come in for a wee chat. You're more than welcome, both of you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to be here. We were just saying the last time we were here was for our first album, which is about 6 years ago, which is kind of crazy to think. It's
this
flying by.
This new album is album number 3. So
Yes.
There was a second album, but then COVID stepped in.
Yeah, we recorded the second album in Nashville, actually, and there was a lot of excitement about that one. And literally, as we were about to release it, I think it was the first day of the first lockdown. That was our release date. So we released it from the kitchen, slightly different to what we had planned.
Bit bizarre, and then couldn't support it. Then
Couldn't tour, had to cancel all the tours. Yeah, we were literally about, when we heard news, we were literally about to hop on a plane to go. It was very dramatic to play in the O2 in London as part of C2C Festival there. So yeah, when we got over our initial disappointment and we realised it wasn't actually just about us, that this was a bigger thing, we kind of like everybody then had to come to terms with it.
Well, everybody was impacted in different ways.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You most certainly have got over the disappointment with this new album, and it sounds even breezier and more upbeat than the last one, and that's just from casual listening.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, that you're saying upbeat, because a lot of the songs were written in lockdown, but there are a lot of upbeat songs in there as well. A mix, I think.
There's a few optimistic songs there in terms of, let's hope we get out of this.
Oh, maybe that's it.
There's a few different themes.
Yeah, you were taking the glass half full approach at the time.
Yeah,
we were trying.
Yeah, of course. It's the only way, really.
Okay, described as a marriage of folk and country, and a marriage and more than that, in that you guys are a married couple.
That's
right. Also, KJ, you've got music in the family.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, my sister Eleanor is a successful songwriter, artist.
Yes, absolutely.
Writer of A Woman's Heart, and many more songs besides. She's about 12 albums out now. I've lost count. She's got a lot of albums out, but that's certainly her most well-known song.
So when you have like a barbecue or whatever,
it's a lot of fun.
And the guitar comes out,
It's a lot of fun. My older sister Marion also was a musician, so she plays a lot of trad and stuff, and a songwriter. So we're all musical, and parties are a lot of fun.
With the duo, you haven't gone down a trad route. Well, you couldn't really. Could you describe Eleanor as out and out trad either?
Oh no, Eleanor's not trad.
Folk,
no.
I would say.
She's more folk music. It's her own music. Certainly not trad. No, folk music. But Marion plays trad music, but amongst other things. Right. But ours is. I was always the lover of kind of more American music in the family. We all love Bob Dylan, Simon and Garfunkel, but I kind of honed in on the blues.
Okay.
At a very early age, I was a Chuck Berry fan, about 16. Country as well, Chris Christopherson, Johnny Cash, all of those people. Elvis, I like Elvis.
Who doesn't like a bit of Elvis?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Aileen, your influences?
I was just about to say, when he was, listing off all of these cool artists, I was like, God, around about that time I was listening to Kylie Minogue and Top of the Pops.
You got to start somewhere.
But I mean,
You're being honest.
Yeah, God, I thought she was incredible when I was, 7 or 8. And still is. I mean, I admire her, but not a musical influence. We would have very similar tastes in music and a lot of the same kind of influences. I grew up also in a very musical family. My parents were in a band, and they listened to the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and Bob Dylan and Chris Christopherson and Emmylou Harris was a favourite, and Patsy Cline. So there was always that love of country music, of American country music, I would say. And then I met KJ, and I would say he kind of introduced me on a deeper level to blues music, which I immediately connected with blues music. That was an incredible thing, and
But you
kind of went from there.
You can't deny your influences. Having said that, maybe gravitating towards one style, but your influences are there, and you just probably don't even realize that you're drawing on them. And you would
Exactly,
both,
yeah.
And you, and
It's subconscious.
And you're both going to be drawn from different pools. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that creates then the final
Wider.
potpourri.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. Sometimes you just don't know where it's coming from. It's just like you say, it's almost a subconscious thing. We're constantly, all of us are just surrounded by different types of music and sound.
Stimuli
And
yeah.
so it's hard to know where it comes from sometimes, isn't it?
But it's all about, wherever it comes from, it's all about the finished article. It's all about the finished song.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the process, some would say.
Maybe,
also, you know,
yes.
it's all about the process of it and not necessarily about the finished article.
Well, whether it's the finished article or the process, this time it wasn't in Nashville, was it?
No, it was in Wexford. We recorded it in Orphan Studios in Curracloe, County Wexford, with Gavin Glass.
In a swimming pool, believe it or not.
A converted swimming
Converted
pool.
swimming
wow.
Saying, no,
Right.
Yeah, there was no water involved, but
Not too many studios can lay claim to that distinction of being a converted swimming pool.
No,
Yeah.
Gavin's is quite unique, I think, and he did an amazing job on it. It's a fabulous studio, quite a large studio, and it works really well. It's a beautiful studio. But Gavin's amazing. He's quite a bit of a legend in his own right. He's got his own career as a singer, songwriter. He's a fantastic songwriter, really, lots of albums, and he's just a brilliant guy to work with.
But as an artist in his own right, he, he's able to bring things to the table, really, that maybe
Big time.
just like a studio engineer or a producer might
Wouldn't.
not.
Absolutely.
yeah, and he's a multi-instrumentalist, which also helps in a producer because he could hear certain things, and he was like, I'll just add a little bit of farfisa on that, or a little bit of Hammond organ on that track, and things like that. Which
Yeah, he's
is
got amazing, unique kind of ideas that we wouldn't have thought of necessarily, so, well, it's great.
You've toured Ireland and abroad and at many big festivals. What's the schedule like for the rest of this year?
Pretty busy summer in Ireland. We are playing Doolin Folk Festival next weekend on the Sunday.
Brilliant.
And we're in obviously Donegal tonight, in Ballybuffet, and then Castlebar tomorrow. Lots of different dates all on our website. And then the UK in September. For a short enough tour, because we have a 7-year-old, so we have to make sure that she's well looked after,
Right.
and that we don't go away for long periods. So we try and
Yeah.
work it that it's no longer than maybe 10 days,
Yeah. Or if it's here in Ireland, that you might even get back that night or next
Sure.
day or whatever,
Yeah.
depending
Yeah.
on.
Exactly.
The reaction to the new album, I know it's probably
it's
hot
been-
off the presses, but
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But so far, great, good reviews. We've had a couple of good reviews.
We've only had they're only starting to come in now because it's literally just been released on Friday. So the reviews, thankfully, have been lovely, because that's always a bit of a relief. It's nice that people connect with it. That's what you want.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be your main objective, but it really is nice and a bit of a relief when
But it's
they
very-
come in.
It's very accessible. I mean, just as somebody who casually listens and picks stuff to play on the radio, it's very accessible.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and I've no problem with it being accessible, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Sure. Songs with a lot, pretty big choruses and stuff, without overdoing it, they don't beat you around the head, but yeah,
It's just what comes naturally. I think you just write what you're given, really. That's the way it is. And you can't kind of contrive it and make it into something. It's just whatever you're given. And then it's always an interesting thing when you go into the studio. The other musicians add so much of their energy and their creative input. So,
And those other musicians, you've called on, artists from the Waterboys and from the Frames. So have you pulled in a few favours, or does this go way back?
No.
We go way back with Angus. Angus Ralston is the bass player from the Waterboys, but we've played with Angus from our very first album. This is actually our 5th album, but our 3rd album under the Remedy Club, because we started as a blues band, and Angus has played with us from day one. So he's on bass again for this, and we love playing with him.
Yeah,
And-
and Binzer Brennan, he played with the Frames a long time ago, but he's played with so many different people. I've forgotten, but he's an amazing drummer. And all kinds of people. We'd Van Morrison's brass section, Michael Buckley and Ronan Dooney.
And then we had a string quartet, which was a first for us. That was a big deal. A friend of ours, Liam Bates, arranged the strings, and we got in a quartet. You know, we kind of, we went all out for this album. We really did, because what happens is...
That brings a different dimension to things.
It really
and different
does.
dynamics in the studio.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, it's completely different. And we knew nothing about that. That was a new thing for us, a really learning curve, I would say. But you start to hear things, you know, when you're in the studio and you're performing these songs. There's a bit of a moment when you're hearing different instruments, because you're thinking, okay, that's going to cost a lot of money. Oh, dearie, that could be my birthday present for the next 5 years.
Once you get over that,
Once you get over that, then it's incredibly exciting to get people in, and
And I know we mentioned COVID there, and it's great, and that, you know, we're over that, and artists back out, you know, doing what comes naturally, performing live again, and now tonight over in the Ballard Theatre, which is a great venue, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, big
Headliner.
time. Yes, we played there many years ago with just our own gig, not part of it, the Ghostlight sessions. But we met Dean Maywood, who runs this particular night, and we've been talking about doing this night for a long time. So we're really looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, listen, good luck tonight. Good luck with the rest of the year, with the live dates, and also good luck with the album. Just been saying there,
so much.
It's just out now. It's called Back to You, and let's play the title track, if you don't mind. Is that okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.